When I went away for college for the year, I met people in a D group, and they talked about this one podcast that talked about Sabbath a lot. I remember the first thing was like, Sabbath is a command. And I was like, no, it's not. Like, a 10 commandment? No, it's not. And it, sure enough, it's a 10 commandment. And I spent my entire life not knowing that was a 10 commandment. And I was like, okay, well, that seems pretty serious. Like, maybe I should start thinking about this. But then he got into it too. And I feel like it was hard before we were married to Sabbath together. And so we were kind of just in this moment of, we'll try and Sabbath together. But also when we get married, it'll be easier because we'll be living together, waking up together, doing all that. And so I feel like when we got married, it finally was like, okay, we're Sabbathing.
When we started, it felt like, Sabbath is just like hard cut, nothing at all, just like you should be meditating for 24 hours straight. And I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. But as we learned, it's like we really enjoy, we watch a good movie and just like sleep. We just sleep. And so we sleep until we wake up the next morning. And I know that's not possible for everybody, but just good rest that night. And then wake up and it's slow morning. We read and we spend time in the Word. And then it's just kind of an open day. The Bible doesn't lay out, here's your Sabbath routine. And I think it really just depends on who you are and what you enjoy doing, what brings you life, what brings you and fills you up and connects you with the Lord. Evening comes and we kind of taper off Sabbath and kind of kick back in and get ready for the weekend where we do the rest of our chores and normal stuff that we got to do. And so it's always like you get to the end of the day and you're like, oh man, now I got to go do the dishes or whatever it is.
Anyone watching this video is gonna be like, man, that sounds great. I really want to do that. Like, I would love to just have more time in the day. And I think it's a really easy trick to convince yourself you don't have time in the day. You make time for what you want. And so if you really want this, you make time for it. No matter how hard it is, no matter how many feelings you may hurt, by saying, no, I can't do this that day, or whatever it is.
Just start. Just do something. And it's, I think ultimately 24 hours is the goal. That's what we want to aim for. But if you can find 2 hours, do 2 hours. Start with 2 hours and go easy on yourself.
I more so find comfort in knowing that Jesus did this. Like when I read through any of the New Testament and see that he went away, he prayed, he was very dedicated about his Sabbath, and he was very dedicated about redefining what the Sabbath was for the Pharisees as well. And so like knowing that even when I don't feel great and we're Sabbathing and I'm like, this just doesn't feel right, I don't feel Jesus in this, I have comfort knowing that he also did this, and eventually that connection will just blossom out of this practice.